Hello and welcome to Frank's School. Here's the fourth day of the third year, first video, and I guess I lied to you. I said we would go on with the trip to Lisbon and to Portugal and Galicia. We will, but I don't have any good reason to hurry with this, and there is even some reason to take my time because Shirley is putting together videos, and I found myself thinking about this subject. Cack-shock, I'm going to say continued. Cack-shock. Shirley said, "What in the world is cack-shock?" German is her language, and knowing Shirley, she probably even tried to look it up. Well, I made the word up. I said it's kilocalories as currency shock. Well, since she's a very smart person, and since she didn't seem to understand yet what I meant, I thought maybe I should revisit this a little bit. In that airport, that sparrow that I saw, I think it was a sparrow that was flying up there, so lost. Well, what's it doing inside that airport? That sparrow, in the course of its day, how many calories, not kilocalories, but how many calories would it burn? 1? I don't know. 5? I don't know. But me, a human working, my metabolism I think is pretty high, and so maybe in a day I would burn up 1 or 3 kilocalories if I were working extremely hard all day. Maybe 4,000 calories, 4 kilocalories. Well, I looked it up, and a gallon of gasoline has about 31 kilocalories in it. So really, there's 10 times more energy in a gallon of gasoline than I would use in a day. Hi, Boots. Oh, good to see you. Well, then I go from that to, and the figure that I use, I just find it handy to remember, is that 1 gallon of gasoline equals 250 man-hours. I didn't do the math, but that I can sort of figure that out a little bit. Well, all right, after kilocalories, before long, that's so little energy in a way. How do you begin to explain an airplane or a restaurant in the airport? We got to be talking megacalories, kitty. Megacalories. Oh boy, that's nice. The kitty's going to get sick. Here, kitty. Or maybe gigacalories or teracalories. People that are familiar with computers, they know about gigabytes and megabytes and terabytes. Peta, exa, zeta. There's another 13 prefixes you can go. Ultimately, luma. I didn't know this. I looked it up. Each one is an increment of 1,000, a factor of 1,000. Like a megacalorie would be 1,000 kilocalories. At the Newark airport, with all those planes coming in and going out and loading up with their fuel, where are we? Teracalories? Petacalories? That's what I'm talking. Well, I'm jumping the gun because kilocalories as currency I'm really not quite ready to talk about it yet, but I did want to revisit it. And also, part of that, I said that under the condition of cack-shock, I was having evil thoughts. Decommissioning. What do you do with all this stuff? And I came up with decommissioning of a material culture. How do you actually decommission an entire material culture? I don't so much mean a civilization, but I mean the material culture. And it occurred to me that really that's what happened in World War I and World War II. I think a material culture was decommissioned violently. Why I thought about that was because where I live, the iron mines that were here, there's just no evidence, very, very little evidence of them except the ground. Because the iron, all the artifacts, they were scrapped, I assume, in what was called the war effort. And I think a similar thing happened in Europe, in Germany. I mean, all the old machinery, the steam engines, all that iron, that was used, that was needed people felt to fight that war. And so much of it ended up in the bottom of the ocean. You know, think of all those battleships and destroyers and airplanes too, that were just, they're at the bottom of the ocean now. You know, I saw a similarity between that and decommissioning the Colosseum in Rome. And then I thought a little bit more about that. Oh, I get cats everywhere. Oh, a cat fight. Come here, kitty. The Incas, you know, their material culture was decommissioned, I think. You know, I think it was, after I read about it, I never forgot that, I think, who was it, Pizarro said that he would turn the Inca back over to the people if they would had a room, and they would completely fill that room from floor to ceiling with gold. And you know, these things were probably gorgeous, beautifully worked artifacts in gold. I mean, masterpieces of art. And what did Pizarro do? You know, he took that all, melted it down for the purpose of shipping it back to Spain and Portugal. Well, those were the two principal cities at the time. And then killed the Inca. You know, shameful. But in a way, that also was a decommissioning. Well, I need to leave this subject, but it was still in my mind, and I thought, why not explain about it? Because you know, I am in the business of teaching, and it's not only, oh, enjoy this trip with me, because as I traveled, and as Shirley traveled with me, and as we traveled, we learned. It wasn't just to see things and to have a good time. We learned and we thought, and I learned a lot about myself as I waited, feeling somewhat lost, knowing I really shouldn't be traveling alone by now in the Newark airport. Well, I think tomorrow it will get happier because we will be in Lisbon. See you then.